Good morning. This is your English 7 lesson for Thursday, March 19th. I hope you are having a good morning. The Bible tells us in Proverbs 19, verse 1, "Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool." As you're trying this new school platform, all of us are kind of getting used to that. Make sure you have integrity. That means that make sure you're doing your best. Make sure you're being honest. Make sure that, guys, if you're not honest with yourself, then you're having a hard time being honest with other people. So do your own work, do your best. And if you have questions, call me, email me, text me. All of you have my contact information. I'm here to help you. But I want you to progress in your education while we're doing this. Today we're going to review adverbs. Now, before we review the adverbs, we're going to back up and review a little more of analyzing. First, when you analyze a sentence, the first thing you look for is your prepositional phrases. Once you have your prepositional phrase, you find your verb, that is the action or the state of being. After you find your verb, you find the subject, the who or the what the sentence is about. Then you look at your verb and you say, is my verb action or is my verb linking? Once you've decided which type of verb you have, then you find your complement. If you have an action verb, you look for your direct object. Okay, so we would say, we might say, Emmanuel kicked the ball. Okay, Emmanuel is my subject, kicked is the verb. So Emmanuel kicked what? Emmanuel kicked ball. Ball is my direct object. Now, if I were going to have an indirect object, I must find it always between my verb and my direct object. So I would have to say, Emmanuel kicked Leo the ball. Okay, so Emmanuel kicked the ball. To whom? To Leo. So Leo would be the indirect object. Now, we've gone over that for many, many, many weeks. That hopefully that is very simple for you. If we have a word that describes a noun or a pronoun, we have an adjective. Adjectives answer one of 5 questions. They tell us which one, what kind, how much, how many, or whose. They must answer one of those questions about a noun or a pronoun. Remember, a noun is like, would be like Tim, or it would be like Daisy or Venus. But the pronoun for Venus would be she. The pronoun for Tim would be he. Okay, if we're using a pronoun for the word class, we might say we or they. Okay, so words that describe nouns and pronouns are adjectives, so they have to tell us which one, what kind, how much, how many, or whose. Now, again, that's review. Now we're moving into adverbs, and we've been talking the last few days about adverbs. Adverbs will describe, most commonly, they will describe our verb, okay? Some adverbs will describe adjectives. Other adverbs will describe another adverb. Now, when you look at those, there's a way to know. There's a pattern. There's a formula. Just like in math, there's a formula to knowing how to find these words. So first, an adverb, most of the time, is going to describe a verb. Okay? Most of the time. Now, where is that adverb? We talked a little bit about it yesterday. We talked a little bit about it before spring break. Adverbs describing a verb can be before the verb, they can be after the verb, or they can be in the middle of the verb phrase. So the adverbs are a little more fluid than an adjective, but an adverb that is going to describe a verb, it's still going to tell us one of our 5 questions. It's going to tell us where, when, how often, or to what extent. Always it's going to answer one of those questions. Now, we said that most commonly we have a few keywords to help us if a word ends in an ly. Most often, it's going to be an adverb. Now, not every ly word is an adverb, but most of them will be. We also said that an adverb can describe an adjective. Remember, an adjective describes a noun. So I might say something along the lines of, totally blank. I might talk about the beautiful flower. Well, that word beautiful describes the flower. But if I say the extremely beautiful flower, okay, the word extremely is the word extremely is describing how beautiful was it. It was extremely beautiful. So the word extremely is an adverb, but it describes an adjective. When you have an adverb that describes an adjective, it will come immediately before the adjective. In other words, extremely beautiful. It was quite slippery. Okay, something like that. So that word, the adverb, will come in front of the adjective. Second clue, when an adverb describes an adjective, it is going to tell us how or to what extent. How or to what extent. Now, the third third way that an adverb modifies is an adverb can modify other adverbs. Okay? When it does that, it's going to come right in front of the adverb it describes. And it's going to tell us how. Okay? So, first, adverbs describe verbs most commonly, and we'll answer one of the 5 questions. Then we have adverbs that describe adjectives. They will come right in front of the adjectives. They will tell us how or to what extent. Third, we will have adverbs that describe other adverbs. And again, they will come right in front of it and they will tell us how. Now, these are very important facts for us to remember about our adverbs. Okay, we have 3 words that are most commonly known as adverbs. They are the words not, very, and to, as in T-O-O, meaning enough or sufficient. Okay, I want you to look at the board here. It says, I'm thinking you can see it, it fell close to the target. What's the verb? The verb is fell. Now, ask yourself, who or what fell? It. It is the subject, okay? And I'm sorry, I forgot to mark our prepositional phrase, to the target. Okay, I should have done that first. Sorry about that. Now, what does close tell us? And this is really what I wanted to look at. Close, it tells us where it fell. So close is an adverb. Okay, this is an adverb. So the word fell is my verb. The word it is acting. Its job is to be the subject. Is the word it a noun or a pronoun? Because my subject has to be a noun or a pronoun. The word it is a pronoun. It's a pronoun. Remember, it's on Mrs. Turner's handy dandy little charts. Okay, it's a word that takes the place. The it's probably in this case going to be an arrow. It could have been a tree. The arrow fell close to the target. The tree fell close to the target. The word it is a pronoun. It's taking its place. Okay, and close tells me where it fell. So close describes the word fell. Now, look at the next one. You have given faithfully to the Lord. What is your, I'm sorry, you can't quite see that last little bit of the sentence. I'll see if I can move it over enough where you can. All right. And what is a prepositional phrase? What's the prepositional phrase? Well, it's to the Lord. Okay. Now, what's the verb? What is the verb? You have given faithfully. Okay, because we know to the Lord is a preposition. Have given. Okay, who or what have given? That's right, you. You have given. Okay, you have given how? How did you give? You gave faithfully. So faithfully is an adverb describing how you gave. How did you give? You gave faithfully. Look at the next sentence. He works hard all the time. He works hard all the time. What's the verb? He works. Works. Who works? He. He works. Where does he work? Well, our sentence doesn't tell us. How does he work? He works hard. Hard is an adverb telling me how he works. Okay? And all of the time is a phrase that we're going to come back to in just a few minutes. Okay? They attacked the food hungrily. Okay? Attacked is my verb. They attacked. They attacked what is my question for you here. They attacked food. If that's true, looking at your verb, what is food? Food is a direct object. Very good. They attacked food. How did they attack? How did they attack? They attacked hungrily. Hungrily is an adverb telling me how they attacked. Remember, an adverb must tell me where, when, how often, or to what extent. It must answer one of those questions. If it's one of those questions, then if it answers one of those questions, then it is an adverb. Today, you have in your packet an adverb note sheet. An adverb note sheet. And I want you to fill out that adverb note sheet, and I want you to make sure that it's clear, completely finished. Do not lose it. It counts as a grade. I want you to finish your adverb note sheet. You may use your book on page 165 to complete it, or you may use this video, go back and watch it to do it. Once you have finished the note sheet, then you may take your quiz. Okay? Be careful. Think through the questions on the quiz today. Today's questions on the quiz are not going to be questions from your note sheet. They're going to be questions about thinking through our process. Okay? So remember, if it's an adverb describing a verb, it can come before, after, or even the middle of our verb phrase. If it's an adverb describing an adjective, it's going to come before the adjective, and it's going to tell me how or to what extent. If it's an adverb describing an adverb, then it's still going to come before, but it's going to tell me how. Okay? Think through your questions. Pay close attention. Talk to you later.